Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn in our Windtop Bluff colony. And as you can see, we've got a lot of our major projects complete. We've got our wind tunnel. We've got our nice water tower here with perfect living quarters hidden behind a waterfall here. We've got our major uphill water reservoir. We've got our large reservoir here to make sure that all of this stays green. We've even still got our small one here. So maybe it's time to start looking into what we need to do to finish up the colony. And I think the first thing we want to do today is look here, and we are going to take this out because this is done. And we don't need any more beavers going down there. So let's go ahead. We'll take that out and we'll fill this hole up. There we go. All set there. Next, do we have anything left over here for scrap metal? Nope. Nope. And nope. Speaking of which, do we have any scrap metal going in anywhere? No. So maybe it's time we finally invested in that mine. Let's go ahead, get that running. There we go. That should do just fine. They'll get those in there. And then over here, let's see if we can clean up some of this. Maybe turn this into a better industrial area. First thing we need to do, though, is connect in the power that's underground here. So let's grab this. All right, those are all the way over there. They're still working their way to this. So once they get the carousel in there, that'll be good. However, we can branch off, and let's say we're going to connect in the dynamite right there. Get over here, of course, they're going to need some stairs. So let's put in some stairs, a platform, and then, you know what? We have curved stairs. There we go. Let's do that. We'll come up and over here and back over here so that they can get that connected in eventually. And then we'll worry about getting this connected in afterwards. Last time, we took down most of our old town here, but we've got a couple of things that we can still move out of here. So let's take those out of there for now. I don't think we need that in there anymore. And we don't need these, so let's do that, and then they can come through and clear all this up. It'll probably take them a minute, though. Let's connect that road back. There we go. What is most of this? Logs? Okay. Well, we don't really need logs there, so let's go and find a nice place for maybe some log storage. We've got a lot of open room over here, so we might as well start using all of it. And they can come over here and pick most of this up. So let's go with the piles. Let's get a whole bunch of piles here. And as we use them, then we'll just work on getting more stuff in there. So there we go. That looks good. You know what? In fact, I think we're going to put in maybe a little dirt right here. Yeah, probably not right there. And we'll take the path this way. That way we can put more either piles or warehouses on the other side there. So they can work on that. Do we need this one? Nope. The dirt, we'll change that out. We'll get rid of all of these piles here. We don't need those. The two lights we don't really need. They can take out all of that. So that leaves that mostly empty. We also don't need these houses. So let's go ahead, get rid of that, and we'll get rid of this whole district because we don't really need it. Now that we're not really building anything over here, we seem to be doing all right. We still need to investigate the frame rate, but I think we'll be okay there for now. We'll connect this back in so that they can pick all this up. And then we'll let them build on these for just a minute. You ever just wonder how a bot or a beaver gets in places? I mean, I don't know how he got there, but we'll go ahead and fish him out. All right, come on out, buddy. You can get those. Let's say that's high importance, and then that will save that one bot. We can then use it somewhere else. Down here, we did get the hole dug through this pillar, but I think it's about time we start taking some of this water out to some other locations, specifically this one over here, and maybe even this here, to keep that all wet throughout the season. Let's put in, oh, just a couple of ladders here. About this many? Yeah, about that many. There we go. They can start building on that. In fact, we can probably clear up this road mess that we've got going on here. Let's do that. We'll clean up all this. And you're gone. You're gone. This is gone. That's gone. We don't need the extra roads here. Or here. Yeah, that looks good. Very good enough. There we go. One direct path. We'll even connect this in just because. And then I want to go over here because we're going to have an exit here and an exit up here for various different waterways, I guess you could say. So what we're going to need to do, we're going to have to take out a couple of these. In fact, these two look good. Let's take out this one and this one. And then we're going to dig under right where this one's at. Let's go with our tunnel here. There we go. And how far over is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 2, 3, 4. We'll get that tunnel built here. But of course, to build it, they're going to have to get down, which means another set of ladders. They are going to be laddered out by the end of this. Luckily, ladder is a very flexible mod. I'm going to come out here, go there, there, connect this in, and then they can do that. Tell you what, while they're down here and swimming at the bottom of this, they can go ahead and take out those trees too. Just because. Something I didn't take into consideration when I took out that other district is they all went over to the robot district instead of District 1. So we're just going to manually move these beavers back. At least I hope so. Beavers, there we go. Send everybody back over there. And whoever gets a house, gets a house. That's going to be the way it's going to be. I realize there's a bit of construction here that it looks like it's never going to make. So we're just going to take those out. I think that should be fine. If we need more, eventually we can look into getting more. But I think that might be all we need. How would you look at that? There's 54. Does that mean they finally connected? Oh, they did finally connect it. Oh, they built it, but they don't have power for it. How close are they on that? Little ways, it looks like. They're still working on that. They're building their way through, but that's okay. We'll let them build for a bit. Back inside our nice little perfect colony underneath the water tower here, hidden by the waterfall, I noticed I did miss something. Well, I missed a couple of things, actually. So let's take a look. I need some contemplation spots in here because I don't think I got any. Let's do... Is that a decoration? I believe it is. Nope, maybe that's well-being. Contemplation spot. There we go. We'll toss a couple in here and there. You could probably... Will they go under those? Nope, they won't go under those. They can go back here, so they could get contemplation from there. Everything here looks good. Tell you what, let's pull that one out of there. Let's get a contemplation spot in right here. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. And anywhere else? Can I put those there? It kind of looks like I can put those there. Let's take this out. We'll put the dirt back for now. There we go. And then can we do some contemplation spots underneath the carousel? Probably not the best place to sit and think about what's going on in the world, but I mean, maybe that's what you're contemplating about. There you go. Oh, let's do one more here. That'll work. There we go. And then there was one other thing that we also forgot, and we're gonna have to fix. We did not put in any of the, let's see, it is the, not the rooftop terrace, we got those. We need the campfires. Of course, the campfires only go on ground, and there's not a lot of ground left in here. So I'm gonna take this space right here, and we're gonna build up. Let's see, we want maybe something like, well, can I do platforms over these? Let's find out. Nope, I'm gonna have to raise them up by at least one. Is that a single pillar? That's a double. Let's do this. There we go. And then we'll get the platforms. Can I do platforms across there? There we go. And then we're gonna need, well, actually, if I do the two, that might actually line up better. So let's grab those. Here we go. We'll make our decision here eventually. That'll work. Let's do this. Let's get these in here. And then on top of that, we just need some dirt. We can put dirt on top of these because, oops, those have got to face the other way. Those have definitely got to face the other way. Let's take those off of there. There we go. And get the dirt. We'll put dirt in here because these have to go on dirt, but it doesn't say the dirt has to go on dirt. So we're going to do, not a rooftop terrace, we're going to do a campfire here. And we can take out the light because there's a light on the other side. And let's grab a path. We'll come in here and here. And then we can do some more. Let's do at least one more set. So we'll go 3 more on there. We'll grab that. Well, maybe we won't grab that. We'll do, there we go. That there. And then is that even across there? Pretty close. Nope. We want dirt. Dirt. There we go. And this beaver is going to have to go. We might even just move those. Let's grab, at least I can grab the path, right? There we go. We'll do that. Let's grab another, not a rooftop terrace. We've turned our campfires into their own rooftop terraces. So let's see, we took out a lamp. Let's put that back. Decoration. Nope, won't let me put that in there. So can I put a shrub in there? Nope, won't let me put anything in there, will it? Can I put a bench in there? It's now a bench. There we go. We'll just put benches in there and they can sit there and watch the fire from afar if they want to. I notice I'm a little up on the beavers again. So let's go ahead and build some more places to build so we can get this all taken care of pretty quickly. I'm going to do a couple more here. Let's get some more people to move stuff around. And we'll just do this. There we go. Here's going to need a couple things. Yeah, that'll work just fine. Let's make those higher priority, though, so they actually get in there and get those built. Let's set those to 10. I'm not sure why it sets it to 5. It doesn't make much sense to me, but you never know. Maybe they've got a plan. What do they have over here? They're almost done with the mine. In fact, it looks like they just got the last of the stuff for the mine. Let's go ahead and set it for bots, and then when they get done, we can have bots start taking care of that. I do want to see if I can maybe set some of this to, instead of just going off the side of the map, we'll see if we can get it to go down and underneath the map. That way we don't have as much corruption over here around these areas. I think we're always going to have a little just because of the way they're set up. but we might be able to do a little bit about it. But to do that, we're going to have to at least get into the big reservoir, which means, of course, more ladders. So let's do ladders up one side, all the way, well, maybe. Let's go from the top here. Works a little bit quicker. There we go. All the way up here, and then we'll just go right to the other side. And then all the way back down the other side. There we go. This looks good. And this. And once they get those built, we'll look into seeing what we can do to fix this mess in here without hopefully breaking too much. We're not going to be able to do it right now because of the bad tide, but you never know. Over here, the crops have died, so we're going to go ahead, put in a road so that they can get over here. And then we need at least one large dynamite here. And then we really only need a small dynamite because we'll just put a sluice here, and it shouldn't come out the top. It should just come out the one direction. It looks, though, like we're still waiting on some of this other stuff to get built. I do want to bring a little bit of underground water here over to this area to make sure that it turns green. So what I'm going to do here is, let's see if we can maybe go this way, and we grab a nice staircase here. I think that'll do just fine. And then down here, we only need really a 2-size dynamite, so we'll do that. And then we'll tunnel underneath here. If it will let me, there we go. Let's do, we've got that one and this one. I think that should be the height that we need. Yes. Let's grab platform and path, and we'll just come over this way. And where does that let out at? We want it to let out about here. There we go. Its own little aquifer underneath, and hopefully that gets this whole area green, or most of it green. I've gone around and started switching out a lot of any of the beaver ran things for bot ran things. I'm a bit short on bots, but then I remembered I've got all of these builders huts over here that I'm not really going to need because I don't plan to build much more over here. And anything I do plan, I've got at least 4 builders. They should be able to handle most of it. So let's go ahead. We'll take those back out and we'll migrate some of the population back. It looks like they need 72 currently. So we'll do that. And then here we'll say 200. There we go. That should be just fine. Why do they have 4 extra bots? I'm not sure. We'll leave that for now. Let them clean that up, and then they should be good to go. We've got our power connection in. It looks like they've made something new on the dynamite. I'm not sure what make template does, but that's okay. We just need it to explode. So we'll do that, and we'll grab couple of the vertical power shafts. We'll come up this way. Should be easy enough for them to manage. And then we'll grab even one of the regular ones and plug it in there. And once that's done, we can look at clearing out all of this. Our tunnel point over here made it in. So let's go ahead and we will start putting in the ladders here too. Lots of ladders today. There we go. And then if we go down here, that should be plenty to get over to there. They've started on our stuff over here, and it looks like most of this has gone through. Before they get through to that, though, I want to go ahead and set off this dynamite up here. That way it digs all the way down to the bottom, because that's what we want. Well, did it do that, or did it just stop? I think it just stopped here, which, that's okay. We'll let them blow that up. We'll put a new piece of dynamite down there, and they can take care of that. let's go ahead and at least get in the sluice that we're going to need. We can't build anything else though until they've got all the way to the bottom there. There we go. Let's do this. Let's take that out and we'll put in another big dynamite there and they can figure out how to get all that in there. There we go. They've got that dynamite in. Let's go ahead and get that taken care of. And you know what? This is starting to get low. So let's go ahead and just set this back to the auto. It might drain out this for the next couple of days, but the should fill this back up, and hopefully the next good temperate season, I guess you could call it, will fill that back up, or at least most of the way. But we've got this in there, so let's go ahead and we'll say, let's put in platforms. We want 3s, and we're just going to come all the way to the top here, put a 1 in here, and then we'll do the impermeable floor there. So theoretically, with enough water pressure, it should come out of here and up into here and keep this watered all the time. I guess we'll find out, though. Down here, I'm going to leave it open for now. If it causes problems, I'll put a sluice in there, and then we can control whether it opens or closes. Theoretically, it would cause it to overflow, but I don't know if we'll ever get that much water, so we'll find out. Looks like down here they've started it though, so what we could do is let's go ahead and start the tunneling in with the platform, or the paths underneath. We're just going to come all the way over here, right next to this, just to keep it close to this, as close as we can without getting the water all mixed up. And we'll come over here and connect that in. Let's make sure they can get to this path here. And now they just got to build this underground. We've got an interesting set of various pipes at the lower level, but I think for now they all seem to be working. I'm going to take out some of these nicer, I guess, well-being items, just because they should have them all over there by where they all live, and I would like to discourage them from traveling halfway across the map to get buffs that they could already have. So we'll take out that, we'll take out these, we'll take out our showers from the very beginning, and we'll clean this up just a little bit. There we go. And we'll even plant some stuff over that. There we go. They can go out and plant there. That can stay. I think we're good for that. Cleaned up everything else. If there's anything else, we'll go ahead and take those out too. We've got our power connected in here finally, so we can go ahead and take these out of here. But not only these, we can detach that, and we can even take out a lot of this stuff here, because it's all over on our wind tunnel over there. So we can take all of this out. Yep, let's go ahead, take these. There we go. And we'll take these. Those can all go. Excellent. In fact, let's take these out too. And we'll just fill that in with dirt. There we go. We'll have to come back and connect that. In fact, I'd like to connect this main power source, so we could probably put this over here somewhere. Let's go ahead. We'll put in this right here. We'll say, let's grab these dirt blocks and have them fill all of this in. There we go. And then we can go ahead and make sure that we can get more stuff in here. The tunnels are coming along nicely. Our industrial section should be next, and I think it'll work out just fine. We'll have to get that set up next time. And hopefully we can destroy more of this and some of this over here and get it all set up to one section so that we can possibly cover the map in trees and make a very nice beaver paradise. Hopefully some of the last items should go in here pretty soon, and we'll wrap up all our projects. So probably coming to a close here soon on the series, but as always, want to say thank you very much for stopping by, and hope to see you next time. Bye.